first step to minimizing their impact. You might not be able to change what they do, but you can change what you do with it. And any idea that toxic somebody in your life might have that they can get away with it. There are plenty of things toxic people do to manipulate people and situations to their advantage. Here are 12 of them. Knowing them will help you to avoid falling under their influence. Number 1, they'll keep you guessing about which version of them you're getting. They'll be completely lovely one day and the next you'll be wondering what you've done to upset them. There often isn't anything obvious that will explain the change of attitude. You just know something isn't right. They might be prickly, sad, cold, or cranky. And when you ask if there's something wrong, the answer will likely be nothing. They'll give you just enough to let you know that there's something. The just enough might be a heaving sigh, a raised eyebrow, a cold shoulder. When this happens, you might find yourself making excuses for them or doing everything you can to make them happy. See why it works for them? Stop trying to please them. Toxic people figured out a long time ago that decent people will go to extraordinary lengths to keep the people they care about happy. If your attempts to please aren't working or aren't lasting very long, maybe it's time to stop. Walk away and come back when the mood has shifted. You are not responsible for anybody else's feelings. If you have done something unknowingly to hurt somebody, ask, talk about it, and if need be, apologize. At any rate, you shouldn't have to guess. I never know what the fuck I'm getting. And then when I'm like greeted with what happened, like what's wrong with y'all? It'd be like, I don't fucking know. I have no idea. I don't know what happened. They were like really cool the other day. Number 2, they'll manipulate. If you feel as though you're the only one contributing to the relationship, you're probably right. Toxic people have a way of sending out the vibe that you owe them something. They also have a way of taking from you or doing something that hurts you, then maintaining that they were doing it all for you. This is particularly common in workplaces or relationships where the balance of power is out. I've left that 6 months worth of filing for you. I thought you'd appreciate the experience and the opportunity to learn your way around filing cabinets. Or I'm having a dinner party. Why don't you bring dinner for 10? It'll give you a chance to show off those kitchen skills, okay? You don't owe anybody anything, and if it doesn't feel like a favor, it's not. Number 3, they won't own their feelings. Rather than owning their feelings, they'll act as though the feelings are yours. It's called projection, as in projecting their feelings and thoughts onto you. For example, someone who is angry but won't take responsibility for it might accuse you of being angry with them. It might be as subtle as, are you okay with me? Or a bit more pointed, why are you angry with me? Or you've been in a bad mood all day. You'll find yourself justifying and defending, and often this will go around in circles because it's not about you. Be really clear on what's yours and what's theirs. If you feel as though you're defending yourself too many times against accusations or questions that don't fit, you might be being projected onto. You don't have to explain, justify, or defend yourself or deal with a misfired accusation. Remember that. Real motherfucking shit. I just ignore him now. I know I'm not doing whatever the fuck it is you're talking about. I'm going to ignore it. Because that's what they want. They want that fight and to have you thinking. We went over gaslighting a couple episodes ago. Same shit. Number 4. They'll make you prove yourself to them. Oh my God, I'm so glad I don't do this anymore. They'll regularly put you in a position where you have to choose between them and something else, and you'll always feel obliged to choose them. Oh man, this is hitting home right now. Toxic people will wait until you have a commitment. Then they'll unfold the drama. If you really cared about me, you'd skip your exercise class and spend time with me. The problem with this is that enough will never be enough. Few things are fatal. Unless it's life or death, chances are it can wait. Love that one. Do you, boo? As the kids say these days. No cap. You don't got to prove yourself to nobody. And anybody who loves you will not have you do that. Number 5, they never apologize. This, I don't even know what the others are. This is my biggest one. And I know for a fact, this is the most toxic thing. They'll lie before they ever apologize. So there's no point in arguing. They'll twist the story, change the way it happened, and retell it so convincingly that they'll believe their own nonsense. Damn, who is this? I'm going to have to read this girl, see what else she wrote. People don't have to apologize to be wrong, and you don't need an apology to move forward. Just move forward without them. Don't surrender your truth, but don't keep the argument going. There's just no point. Some people want to be right more than they want to be happy, and you have better things to do than to provide fodder for the right fighters. Number 6. They'll find reasons your good news isn't great news. The classics about a promotion, the money isn't that great for the amount of work you'll be doing. About a holiday at the beach, well, it's going to be very hot. Or are you sure you want to go? About being made queen of the universe. Well, the universe isn't that big, and I'm pretty sure you won't get tea breaks. Get the idea? Don't let them dampen you or shrink you down to their size. You don't need their approval anyway, or anyone else's for that matter. Number 7, they'll leave a conversation unfinished and then they'll go offline. This is interesting. They won't pick up their phone. They won't answer texts or emails. And in between rounds of their voicemail message, you might find yourself playing the conversation or argument over and over in your head, guessing about the status of the relationship, wondering what you've done to upset them or whether they're dead, alive, or just ignoring you. Which can sometimes all feel the same. People who care about you won't let you go on feeling rubbish without attempting to sort it out. That doesn't mean you'll sort it out, of course, but at least they'll try. Take it as a sign of their investment in the relationship if they leave you out there for lengthy sessions. I will do that. That's a good one. Number 8, they'll use non-toxic words with a toxic tone. The message might be innocent enough, but the tone conveys so much more. Something like, "What did you do today?" can mean different things depending on the way it's said. God damn it. That passive-aggressive bullshit. "So I bet you did nothing as usual." To "I'm sure your day was better than mine. Mine was awful, just awful. And you didn't even notice enough to ask." When you question the tone, they'll come back with, "All I said was, what did you do today?" Which is true. Kind of, but not really. Number 9, they'll bring irrelevant detail into a conversation. Oh, fucking thank you. We smoking to that. At this time, third smoke break. Grab your bongs, grab your pipes, grab your yoga mats, take a shot. This is my soul recognizing yours. Namaste. Gotta clap it up for that one. I can't I can't tell you how many times I've been dealing with some shit I might have done in the past or being brought up years later like it matters. Number 9. Let's get into it. They'll bring irrelevant detail into a conversation. When you're trying to resolve something important to you, toxic people will bring in irrelevant detail from 5 arguments ago. The problem with this is that before you know it, you're arguing about something you did 6 months ago. Still defending yourself rather than dealing with the issue at hand. Somehow, it just always seems to end up about what you've done to them. Oh my God. That just makes me feel like sometimes I think I'm crazy. But that one right there just almost gave me an orgasm. And you know how I feel about orgasms. Ugh. Stop doing that shit. That is my biggest pet peeve. Be mad. If I do something to you, be mad. That's fine. And let's talk about it. But don't bring up some shit that we resolved years ago. Or arguments that have nothing to do with what we're arguing about. Hey, you didn't put the clothes in the dryer like I asked you. Oh, remember when you fucked that bitch? Have her put it in the dryer. That is a dumb thing. And it's always emotional based. Number 10. They'll make it about the way you're talking rather than what you're talking about. You might be trying to resolve an issue or get clarification, and then before you know it, the conversation/argument has moved away from the issue that was important to you and on to the manner in which you talked about it. Whether there's any issue with your manner or not, you'll find yourself defending your tone, your gestures, your choice of words, or the way you belly moves. Now, this isn't me. This is them. I didn't do this. It's spelled wrong. Or the way your belly moves when you breathe. It doesn't even need to make sense. Meanwhile, your initial need is well gone on the pile of unfinished conversations that seems to grow bigger by the day. I'm conflicted with this one, and I think this is the first time this might have happened in me giving these lists. But I very much so think how you say things should matter. You should most definitely check your tone before, because if the goal is to get somebody to understand you, you shouldn't lead with demonstrative sighs or cursing or sarcasm or none of that. Because now you're just being a dick. And you're being a dick for dick's sake. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes you're in the mood or something is done to you where you feel wronged and you're being a dick. But if you really want the behavior to change or whatever it is to change. For me, take me for instance. If you curse at me or you yell at me or you talk snarky, or I automatically write you off. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. I don't listen because you don't respect me enough to talk to me like an adult. You talking to me like an adversary and a child, and I'm not fucking with you. I don't care how mad you get. You don't get to talk to me any old type of way you want. Because I'm not going to do that to you. I'm going to start off articulating my stance as best as I can and as peaceful as I can. But if you start off, fuck you nigga, blah, 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 blah. No. I'm going to leave. I'm not fucking with you. And I don't care what you say. I'm going to keep doing whatever it is that you're mad about. Because no, you don't get to talk to me like that. Number 11. Oh man, we might have to. These is hitting home right now. These is hitting my heart. Number 11. They exaggerate. You never. It's hard to defend yourself against this form of manipulation. Toxic people have a way of drawing on the one time you didn't or the one time you did as evidence of your shortcomings. Don't buy into the argument. You won't win and you don't need to. That's a great one. That is a great one. Because I did something years ago. That might have hurt you. Fine. All right. You don't get to hold that against me for the rest of my life. Because I'm trying to better myself. And every time it's brought up to me, you remind me that I did it. So how can I grow? How can you grow? More importantly, if you're still harping on the shit I did years ago, you're the problem. Because I've moved on. I've gotten better. I'm getting better. I have not gotten better. Every day is a struggle. But the exaggeration of you're always like this, when in fact I know I'm not. Number 12, and lastly, they are judgmental. We all get it wrong sometimes, but toxic people will make sure you know it. They'll judge you and take a swipe at your self-esteem, suggesting that you're less than because you made a mistake. We're all allowed to get it wrong now and then, but unless we've done something that affects them, nobody has the right to stand in judgment. Perfect article. Please go read this. If you don't have time to listen to all the whole podcast, just get those commercials in so I can get paid. But please, yes, this is great. The last one, they're judgmental, is a big one for me. I don't fuck with judgmental people. We're all going to make mistakes. We're all human. But you don't get to choose somebody's path and how they grow from their mistakes. End of the article. Knowing the favorite go-tos for toxic people will sharpen your radar, making the manipulations easier to spot and easier to name. More importantly, if you know the characteristic signs of a toxic person, you'll have a better chance of catching yourself before you tie yourself in double knots trying to please them. Some people can't be pleased and some people won't be good for you. And many times that will have nothing to do with you. You can always say no to unnecessary crazy. Be confident and own your faults, your quirks, and the things that make you shine. You don't need anyone's approval. I'll say it again for the people in the back. You don't need anyone's approval. But remember, if someone is working hard to manipulate, it's because probably they need yours. You don't always have to give it, but if you do, don't let the cost be too high. And that was Toxic People, 12 Things They Do and How to Deal with Them by Karen Young on heysigmund.com, where the science of psychology meets the art of being human. You don't need that toxic bullshit in your life. And with that said, we've come to the end of the show. This is the first hour one I've done in a long time. I feel pretty good about it. So, we're going to wrap it up. Your happiness project for this episode is to bake a cake. Real fucking simple. You're probably going to do that anyway. Can you bake me one? Or bake something. Take a picture, send me a cookie or some shit. Or let me know where it is. I'll come pick it up. But bake a cake. All right, Ubiversians. Smoke a lot of weed. Have a lot of sex. Don't be a homophobe. What else? Do more yoga. Learn how to deal with toxic people in a positive manner. Try to not fall off a stripper